Hey everybody, welcome to the Slam Jam. Dr. Slam here, playing some Azir as promised. Going that 2109 masteries, and for runes, I do something a little bit different. I go actually attack speed quints instead of ability power, and I go ability power blues, scaling ability power blues instead of cooldown. I do this because you get 20. I buy the cooldown boot, so that gives you 20%. And Morellonomicons gives you another 20%, and then Nashers puts you over. And late game I end up selling my Morellonomicon if it gets to that, but I don't think that the cooldown reduction is necessary. It's your attack speed coins actually helps you early game a lot better. You need that extra attack speed for pushing. So what exactly are you wanting to do as Azir? Well, you're pretty much just wanting to farm and hold on a second, take a sip of my coffee. So yeah, just wanting to farm and ultimately win your lane. Best case scenario would be to get a couple kills and be able to force your opponent out of lane. It doesn't usually happen though. I do take ignite, and I've done this more recently than I usually I used to take exhaust. I used to go for the level 6 all in backwards ult under tower kill, and that worked well, but realized that Azir does have some kill potential in the mid lane, especially once you hit level 3. So your goal level 1 and 2 is usually just to farm. Maybe once you hit level 2, you can W and throw out a Q, try and get some harass off. Whittle them down for your level 3 or later all in. I see I'm going all in there trying to get some extra damage off. Let's speed this up a little bit here. Oh wait, actually this might be an important part. No? Just trying to stay ahead of her and farm. There we go. Flash ignite. I'm okay with flashing early for early level kills. Do give off a kill here to the J4 because he does flash for it. I was going to stay and try and push that in, but probably a bad idea since I was Zoom. So 1 and 1 right now. On my way back to lane. So Azir is, in my opinion, one of the strongest, if not the strongest champion in the game. His ult is literally a Lee Sin ult, but like 5 times more devastating because you have the potential to ult an entire team. So his CC is really good. His damage, extremely high. The later the game goes, higher damage. Oh, get another kill there. The higher your damage potential is. The main issue that I see with new players playing Azir is they don't focus on the farm as much as they should. With Azir, you really gotta place. Here, I'm gonna put the camera on myself here. You really gotta farm everything you can. Once you get your Zonias and your Morellonomicon, you should be able to take out waves fairly quickly. Why is it? Can I not just click? Why is it doing that? Excuse me. There we go. So yeah, you really do want to keep up and farm. Farm all the camps that your jungler is okay with you farming. Once you pick up a blue or you get to the later levels where you get Azonias and Morellonomicon, as I said, you can farm a camp without taking really any damage. Pick up another kill. So, yep, going back to lane. Just gonna keep on farming. The real exciting part with Azir is definitely in the later levels. Your cooldown is maxed, so you have more potential for outplay. You really only want to play aggressive level maybe 3 for that all in, if you're comfortable with it. I've gone all in against a brand and this Lux and a different Lux as well, and other like squishier mid laners, and it works out really well. But if I've also gone all in level 3 against like Diana, and the shield messes you up, and you can easily lose lane off of that. So think about who your opponent is that you're going against in the mid lane. Try them out. If it's a good mid laner that you're going against versus bad mid laner that's letting you just get off free harass, then obviously you would want to approach that in a different way. Ooh, failed ult there. That's okay. Still get the... Okay, here, let's replay that. Alright, so I'm here. I'm debating whether or not I should even come in here or go for the tower. End up deciding to flash over that, get that kill. Bring my soldiers over here to do as much damage as I can. Why can't I use my mouse to this is the worst. I hate this. I don't know why it won't let me click to use to... Okay, well I'll just keep doing this, I guess. So 4-1, not doing bad right now. Could have not given that. If I wouldn't have given that kill to J4, that would have been obviously better. Looks like I'm dead here. Yep. Trying to save for enough mana to get out of here. Go back through, and end up hitting the J4. Unfortunate. I didn't have enough mana for a QE either. So looking at looks like I'm 4-2-1. So that's fine. What I really care about is the creep. 87 versus 40. So that's actually really good. I have the highest creep on my team right now. That's a goal that you really always want to shoot for as Azir. What is this song? Alright. So, yeah, I have, it looks like I'm starting to build into death cap. Now that's okay. I see a lot of people starting off building into death cap after Morellonomicon. I don't like it as much. I did it here because I was ahead, and death cap, obviously it does more overall damage than Zonia's, but probably would have been a better decision to go Zonia's. Now here's a place actually where I want to pause it. So I'm pinging at this point. I know that Lux is going up here. I'm pinging like crazy that she's MIA. Now a lot of people will just sit here in their own lane and ping MIA. but you have to, if you're trying to carry your games, you have to actively ping. And what I mean by that is you need to ping your lane, you need to ping a possible lane that she might be going into, type, hey, Lux is there, back off, or so, you know, abbreviate it a little bit. But you're not wanting to just ping to get it off of your checklist. You're wanting to ping because you don't want your mid laner to roam and get extra kills and make it harder for you to carry. Something to be aware of there. You want when your mid laner roams, you want them to get nothing for it. I think I talked about that in my Lulu video. But yeah, something to be aware of. See, this lane is a free money. Failed ult there. I should have definitely ulted backwards. I thought the tower was closer for some reason. It really wouldn't have mattered though. I also didn't pull off my QE combos, or EQ, yeah. So as Azir, what you can do is you can throw your W and then E and then Q, and that's actually a lot more efficient than your QE, because I think I might have even done it there, but it makes your E, by the time you activate your Q and your opponent knows that you're Eing towards him to stun him, you're already there, versus if you Q and then E, he has time to juke. I have to keep switching because it won't let me just go to manual camera. Alright, so let's look at this. 130, 4 and 3 and 1 versus 59, 2, 2 and 5. And I have a tower down. So that's not bad at all. Could definitely, I made some mistakes, could have been prevented. Alright, so that's important to go back and analyze here. Alright, so this positioning right here, I see that Twitch is trying to move this way. I see that Lee Sin and J4 are coming here and Lux is there. So I want to move them from here to there. I want to move them away from Lux because I don't want them to all get stunned and then her passive procced, and I don't want Twitch to get away. So that's why I push him there. I'd probably, if I would have went from here and flashed here and pushed them closer this way, I could have gotten both of them, or both Twitch and J4, maybe even Lee Sin, and pushed them closer to Vayne. But that's normally you don't want to push a team towards your ADC, but that's okay if you're doing it with your ult, because they're going to be focused on getting out, they're going to be scattered, and they're going to be bouncing off my wall. Meanwhile, Vayne can pin him against my wall and take one if not two out. Now right here, that's unfortunate that I got caught in this ult, but do get the Twitch hit, trying to back off now. And I think I actually get out of this side. I'm going to those glitches. Hit that, get hit by that. That's luckily I survive. Probably a bad call. I couldn't have really done anything. I didn't have enough mana to even throw a W down. That's okay. Like these kind of mistakes. Azir is such a versatile champion. He's going to take a long time to master. But even within like the first couple games of playing him, you notice that your skill, and you get comfortable with your damage output and what you can do and what you can't do. And then once you get good with him, it's just so much fun. And he's also a really good carry because you know that if you just focus on farming, end up getting a kill there barely, and get killed. So once you focus on farming, though, that's kind of your ace in the hole. You're able to rely on you getting farm for late game, and being able to carry that way. If you're not able to carry early game, which you probably won't. So your ultimate goal is to get full build as quick as possible. That's really how you're going to carry. Azir is not an early game champion. If you manage to get a couple kills, that's great, and it'll make it easier. But you're really focused on being fed enough to just destroy by throwing your WQs, getting damage off in team fights, and then getting behind the team and pushing him into your team, preferably under your passive tower. That's kind of what you're wanting. You're wanting to be able to shred carries with 3 auto attacks. You're wanting to be able to disposition their carries and their players. You're wanting to eliminate their CC that they have. All of this is stuff that Azir is really good at. So even right there, I mean, I've got Deathcap, Morellonomicon starting to work on my Zonias, and I got Lucidity Boots, so my cooldown is already maxed. That's why I go attack speed. See that she's a level ahead of me, and she's Aurelia. Now Victor didn't really do a ton of damage there, or really anything. Yeah, all he had to do was throw his Q. If you can W, Q, E, and then ult under tower, you're going to get trying to take the kill from me, or the blue from me. Yeah, you're going to do some damage. You're going to be able to take out carries. Switch over here. So once you take your tower, I should have done this a little earlier actually, but once you take your tower and you're farming, you're also wanting to help your teammates take their first towers at least. You want to make sure that all first towers are taken down on your team. Throw my passive tower down. End up getting out of there, I think. Trying to give him as much help as I can. You can kind of be generous with your passive tower. I think we get the kill here. Yeah. You can be generous with your tower if you know that your group is not really ready to group up yet. Now, the sooner that you group up with your team and you are ahead, then the sooner you can win the game, and it's so easy once you're ahead to group up and just destroy towers. Now, again, if you're in a lower elo, it's really difficult to get people to group up. So you're wanting to, again, you're wanting to farm as much as you can. Maybe throw out, hey, maybe we should group up. Mid, my passive tower is up. But you know, if they're not grouping up at all, then yeah, just keep farming. and it's okay to split push in a lane and throw your passive tower up. It's on short enough cooldown that it's not that devastating. I'm fine with getting picks like that. You can use your ult to get picks like that, especially if it's someone like a J4 whose ult is devastating to a team fight. See here. So max cooldown, your Emperor's Divide is on a 72-second cooldown. So a little over a minute. That's not bad at all. Definitely worth getting a pick. Alright, let's speed this up here. Going back, farming. They're coming up behind me trying to... I forget what happens here. I might just get destroyed. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, so she was able to flash over my wall. That's actually fairly difficult for people to do. I've had a lot of players use their escapes to try and get over tower, fail, and then try and flash over it as well. And they also fail their flash. I think a lot of that is because they use... When you use a escape skill to try and get over the tower, it bounces you back a little bit. And then you do it again and it bounces you back a bit again. And then when you try and flash from that position, you're already too far back to... It's kind of like trying to flash over a wall when you're not close enough. You end up just flashing right next to the wall. I'll get better at managing this camera. It's still a little bit quirky. Alright, so take out the Lee Sin. Going a little deep here. And do get taken out. I'd say after I take out the Twitch. Now this is actually kind of funny. So Aurelia's coming in here. I don't know if you caught that. J4 was trying to ult and ended up getting killed by my tower, or my ult. Yeah, so they're waiting right there. There's no reason that I should be anywhere close to there. So throw out my I got the kill on J4 even though he was nowhere near my, because of that little minion right there, or that soldier. That's so funny. Anyways, I guess it's not that funny. It really bothers me that teams in low elo they don't know how to group. It's so terrible. Granted, I haven't really grouped with them that much as either, but it's kind of, when you play 3 or 4 games with the in an elo where you know that your teammates are not going to group, you kind of just prepare for that, and instead it's better use of time to just go and split. But I don't recommend doing that. Just AFK farming and splitting the entire game. to steal the blue again from Victor. It's kind of raging at me a little bit. Yeah. Speed this up here. Make this a shorter video. Right now I'm kind of hoping that they do Baron. Getting off damage wherever I can makes the team fighting a lot easier. Throw up the passive turret just because I want to discourage. Oh my goodness. So throw up the passive turret, miss my ult, and then end up getting hit by a Lux ult. Bad play. Even no one was really even there, so it's probably just not a good idea. But I ended up getting my tower gets a kill anyways. Anytime you're thinking you're going to be in a major team fight, you definitely want to throw up your tower. So here's a tip actually. Here, let me pause this. This music's obnoxious. Here's a tip. If you're behind and you know that your opponent is going to be pushing a lane, where do you want to push? Where do you want to put your tower? Do you want to put it here, or do you want to put it here, or do you want to put it here? Well, if you're behind, you definitely want to put it here. But if you're ahead, you actually want to put it up here because you have control of this whole area. So you're wanting it to be as far up as you can, so you have room to work with. You're wanting to discourage your opponents to. If you were ahead but you lost this tower, you wouldn't. If you put it here, then and you lose, then they could easily go and take this. But if you put it up here, you have more time for your team to react, and they're not going to be as eager to push this down, keep pushing, and then push this down. That's what I found. That might change later. Kind of something I to think about, maybe play around with based on your play style. Just one other thing I wanted. Oh yeah, so minions when they're coming down, you're trying to speed push a lane. You'll see that. This is probably a bad example, but you'll see that the first row of minions usually go in a line, and then the siege minion, and then the ranger minions usually go in some type of triangle, like there you see right there. They're in a line and then a triangle. And so you want to speed farm. What you want to do as Azir is throw your soldier horizontal to the lined minions, and then you want to throw your other soldier or Q and hit the first soldier or minion in the triangle. I don't know if that makes sense. I'll try and show it to you in another video or this video if I see it. But really efficient way to farm. I'm fine with the other team trying to do Baron. I'm pretty sure I could just wreck them by myself at this point. 13 and 7 at Azir, working on my final item. Lux has 2 finished items. So. Alright. finally, I guess we're going to decide to do Baron here. Just shredding him. You do so much damage at this point. Once you get your Nashers, it's crazy. Failed ult. I think I still might get the kill here. I'm not sure though. Yeah. Definitely don't deserve it. Do quite a bit of damage to them. I don't get this Lux. Almost though. Oh my gosh. And the surrender. So hopefully you got some good tips there. Just the general play style. Again, you want to you can afford to play a little bit aggressive early. Level 3 is kind of where your sweet spot is. You want to maybe level 2 try and get them down a little bit for that level 3 W E Q E. Remember, you want to E before you Q so that more efficient and less time for your opponent to react. And then throw your ignite on them. Maybe throw another W if it's back up in between them and the turret. So then when they're trying to escape, you're able to get extra damage in that kill. And then just farm up, farm in your lane. Farming is so important to Azir. It's important with a lot of champions. There's people that make it to Diamond just because they're really good at farming and making safe, calculated decisions. And that's a huge part of this game that is overlooked. Winning your lane is about making safe, calculated trades and decisions, and not necessarily how Faker-esque your skill shots. You do your skill shots, or I don't know. Just farming really important, especially on Azir. His late game build is devastating. You saw how much damage I did to that Twitch and Lux, and that was only with a couple of auto attacks. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Azir is my main man. Probably gonna throw a couple more videos of him here in the near future. Was also planning on doing a video for Tryndamere top, and Tryndamere is a great way to gain elo really quickly for lower elos. So if you're trying to get from bronze to gold, really efficient, and I wouldn't recommend him for anything higher than gold, but if you're just trying to get out of bronze and you don't care what you do, you just need to do something, Tryndamere is probably your best option. If you do want to see a video of that, or maybe something else that you'd like me to try out, just go ahead and post in the comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.